Blake Lively is in serious trouble after new allegations suggest that her high-profile lawsuit against Justin Baldoni may not be as truthful as she claimed. For weeks, headlines have painted her as a brave Hollywood actress standing up against misconduct. But now, with damaging evidence surfacing, people are questioning whether she's manipulating a serious issue for personal gain. Even more shocking, real victims of abuse are speaking out, accusing Blake of making it harder for actual survivors to seek justice. Did she fabricate her claims for media attention and career protection? And if so, how much of her lawsuit is actually based on the truth? Stay tuned, because as more evidence comes out, Blake's entire reputation may be on the verge of collapse.
So I really look at I love a challenge though, and I'm just so proud of every bit of it. We went through a whole roller coaster of the human experience, and I'm very proud.
10th grade, we had like crazy crushes. We would drive around, like stalk these guys. We decided one night to go to the arcade where they were, and I put bronzer all over myself in a Scary Spice fro, so I thought they would think I was like a black girl. And so I could stop.
And require a kid.
Yeah. Pet monkey with coordinating outfits. And I was like, I would love to be part of the show, but I can't act with a monkey. And then I got a few of them.
At least you got a few of them.
Come on.
It was Dominique's colonial crown straightener. What's that? She said, a woman who goes around straightening other women's crowns. And I was just like, oh, it was just like the best compliment I've ever
A movie that like about the female emotion, and it's just like hysterical women. And I was like, no, like women also want to listen to. Sorry that we're late. I'm late because I lost my mom. She used to be in Boston and she's in Barcelona.
Blake Lively has spent years building one of the most polished reputations in Hollywood. She's always been known as smart, stylish, and completely scandal-free. Unlike many of her peers, she's avoided controversy, carefully curating an image that makes her seem approachable yet untouchable. Her social media presence only reinforces this. Fans love her playful relationship with Ryan Reynolds, her elegant fashion sense, and her ability to balance A-list fame with a seemingly normal life. So when she filed her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, many people immediately believed her. At first, it seemed like yet another case of a powerful woman in Hollywood speaking up against injustice. But as the details unraveled, cracks started to appear in her story. The timing alone raised eyebrows. The lawsuit was filed just as the movie's promotional campaign was gaining traction. Instead of focusing on the film, the media became entirely centered around Blake's accusations. Suddenly, she was at the top of every headline, every talk show, and every trending topic. Then, leaked messages and behind-the-scenes footage began surfacing, and what they showed didn't match Blake's version of events. Private texts between her and Justin didn't reveal any signs of discomfort or tension. Instead, they showed casual, friendly conversations, even laughter. That's when people started wondering, was this really about justice, or was Blake using this moment to control the media narrative? But that wasn't the only issue. Because as her claims started falling apart, real victims began speaking out. Sexual misconduct and abuse allegations are serious, and the public has seen a major shift in the way these cases are handled. Survivors are finally being heard, and Hollywood is facing long overdue accountability. But when high-profile celebrities use these conversations for personal gain, it creates dangerous consequences. That's exactly why real victims are furious with Blake Lively right now. Several outspoken survivors have called her out directly, warning that if Blake's lawsuit turns out to be exaggerated, or worse, fabricated, it could set back real victims who are already fighting to be believed. They're saying that this isn't just about Blake versus Justin. If she manipulated the media and legal system to serve her own interests, it makes it harder for real victims to seek justice without their motives being questioned. The backlash is growing, and it's no longer just coming from Justin Baldoni's side. Advocacy groups, legal experts, and even other celebrities are starting to distance themselves from Blake, concerned that this entire case could be damaging to actual survivors. And that's when Justin decided to fight back. At first, Justin Baldoni remained completely silent. He let the public debate, allowing Blake to tell her side without pushing back. But after weeks of watching his reputation take a massive hit, he decided enough was enough. That's when receipts started dropping. Leaked text messages surfaced, showing Blake and Justin interacting normally with no signs of fear, discomfort, or mistreatment. In fact, some conversations revealed that Blake often initiated contact, made jokes, and spoke highly of their working relationship. Then came the biggest bombshell. Behind-the-scenes footage from their time on set showed Blake and Justin laughing together, exchanging inside jokes, and interacting completely naturally. As more damaging evidence came out, Blake made her next big move. She tried to legally silence Justin. A gag order would have prevented Justin from releasing more footage, messages, or statements about the case. To some, this looked like a desperate attempt to stop the truth from getting out. If Blake had nothing to hide, why would she be so focused on stopping Justin from defending himself? But Justin refused to stay quiet. He argued that Blake had already played the case out in the media, and now that it wasn't going in her favor, she was trying to shut him down. This only made people question her credibility even more. Because if Blake was willing to manipulate legal processes to control the public narrative, what else had she been hiding? And more importantly, what would happen if her case completely fell apart? Blake Lively is now at a crossroads. She has two choices: continue fighting and risk more damaging evidence coming out, or try to settle quietly and let the media move on. If she doubles down, she risks losing everything. More evidence could surface that makes her lawsuit look like an obvious PR stunt. And if that happens, her reputation might never recover. If she chooses to settle, it might look like an admission of guilt. But it could also be her best chance to quietly rebuild her image before things get even worse. No matter what, one thing is clear: Hollywood is watching. And if this case turns out to be a fabricated scandal, it won't just end Blake's credibility. It could change how celebrity lawsuits are handled forever. Blake Lively has spent years carefully navigating Hollywood, building strong connections with powerful executives, brands, and major studios. But now, with her lawsuit falling apart and real victims speaking out, insiders are wondering if this scandal could lead to her being blacklisted. Hollywood is known for protecting its own until it becomes too risky. Studios don't want to be associated with actors who bring controversy, especially when it comes to serious legal battles involving misconduct allegations. If Blake loses credibility, she could start losing roles, sponsorships, and industry backing. This isn't just about one lawsuit. It's about how much damage it does to her long-term reputation. Some industry experts believe that if she doesn't handle this carefully, she could quietly disappear from the A-list altogether. And with Hollywood's attention always shifting to the next big thing, once she falls out of favor, she may never get that spotlight back. But even worse than losing roles, Blake might be losing the trust of her audience. Fans are starting to see past the polished image, and if she can't regain control of this narrative, this scandal might follow her for the rest of her career. But that wasn't the only consequence, because the next revelation could change the conversation entirely. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have long been seen as Hollywood's golden couple, funny, glamorous, and seemingly untouchable. Their playful social media exchanges and picture-perfect red carpet moments have made them one of the industry's most beloved duos. But with Blake's lawsuit unraveling, some are starting to wonder how this will impact Ryan's reputation. So far, Ryan has remained completely silent about the controversy. He hasn't publicly supported Blake's claims, nor has he defended her as more evidence surfaces. For someone as outspoken as Ryan, that silence is loud. Industry insiders are speculating whether Ryan is trying to distance himself from the drama to protect his own career. He has a massive deal with Marvel, ongoing partnerships with brands, and major projects lined up. The last thing he needs is to get caught up in a scandal that could damage his brand. If this lawsuit turns out to be a calculated PR move gone wrong, could Ryan be forced to choose between standing by his wife and protecting his own Hollywood empire? Some sources suggest that behind the scenes, Ryan's team is already strategizing on how to keep him separate from the fallout. If that's true, Blake may be facing this battle alone. And if the scandal keeps getting worse, could this controversy even put their marriage under strain? For years, their relationship has been a Hollywood fairy tale. But in the industry, loyalty only goes so far when careers are on the line. And with Ryan staying silent while Blake takes the heat, many are wondering, is he protecting her or protecting himself? Did Blake Lively manipulate the legal system for media attention? And if so, should she be held accountable for the damage this could do to real victims? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you watched the full video, comment, "victim," so we know you made it to the end. And if you want more deep dives into Hollywood's biggest scandals, hit that subscribe button, because this story is far from over.